They say that even a second is an eternity in Formula One, so going 4 winter months with no racing at all has seemed a very long time. Back though in Melbourne, home of the Australian Grand Prix since 1996. Just south of Melbourne's downtown business centre is the one and only Albert Park circuit. 3.3 miles of public roads, closed for the weekend of course, make for a bumpy circuit with little undulation. There are 16 corners around the lake and a couple of good passing opportunities here as well, thanks in part to the DRS zones into turns 1, 3 and 13. We have plenty of changes to the sport this year with tweaks to the regulations, a fresh-looking spread of tyre compounds and, of course, some changes to the roster of car manufacturers. It's goodbye to Sauber and hello once again to the classic name of Alfa Romeo in Formula One. It's also goodbye to Force India. They've been rebranded as Racing Point. Joining me to take you through all the action of the 2019 Formula One season is Anthony Davidson. And it's great to have you with us.
Thanks, Crofty. Always happy to be here, and I'm looking forward to getting underway. Last year was Mercedes' 5th Constructors' title in a row, although for the first half of the season it was absolutely neck and neck with the Ferraris. Hopefully this year we can see the chasing pack take that final step, as I'd love to see a championship contest all the way up to the final race in Abu Dhabi. Another story to keep an eye on is the performance of Red Bull, who have switched to the Honda power unit this year. What that will mean for both their performance and reliability remains to be seen.
It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Sebastian Vettel has a clear track ahead of him today. He starts in pole position and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid we have Hamilton, Bottas, Charles Leclerc and Albon, Perez, Magnussen, Butler and Roman Grosjean, Norris, Kvyat, Carlos Sainz and Hülkenberg, Ricciardo, Raikkonen, Lucas Faber and Lance Stroll, Russell and Smith. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
Keep your eyes open on the run to turn 1 and keep it clean. We want to come out in one piece. Good luck. If you can, you need to make sure the engagement is okay before the start. We're going to want to put some temperature into the tyres and brakes. You need to keep the engine cool though, so don't go too high with the revs. DRS is now enabled and will be available to use when you are within 1 second of the car ahead in the DRS zone. Reduce ERS deployment. Now, one stop left. You have 4 laps till your pit window opens. To start falling away soon. Reduce the ERS deployment, please. We need to charge the battery. We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the mediums. Strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. just fitted the hard tyres. Car behind, running hards. Our gap behind is 15.1 seconds. We're at plus 1 lap of extra fuel. Fuel target plus 1. Kimi is in for his stop. Gap to teammate behind is 6.6 seconds. Albon ahead. Gap to car in front is 4.6 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. Signs behind. The gap is less than a second. They're on fresh mediums. Okay, gap to leader, 29.0 seconds. Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound. 15 laps still remaining. We need to charge the battery. Catch up with the car ahead. The gap is around 5 seconds. tyres still looking good, Nick. Let's keep them that way for as long as we can. Excess fuel. We'll be back on target soon. Don't wait too long to turn the engine down. P9, you're running in P9. Magnussen is ahead of you. Our gap to the car in front is 4.6 seconds. They're on all cards. Sainz is behind you. The gap to the car behind is 1.1 seconds. They're on old mediums. Our gap to first place is 38.6 seconds. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. 11 laps to go. Sainz behind. The gap behind us is 1.1 seconds. They're on old mediums. Their tyres are 8 laps old. The time last lap was a 1 minute 31.9. Position, Magnussen ahead. The gap to the car ahead is 4.3 seconds. They're on all cards. Norris is behind you. Okay, the gap behind is 2.4 seconds. They're on all mediums. The gap to the leader is 40.1 seconds. Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound. There are 10 laps to go. We're coming back up to speed. Gap to car in front is 4.8 seconds. need some energy harvesting. Reduce ERS deployment. Okay, gap ahead is 6.5 seconds. At the moment, the car behind us is lapping faster than us by around 1 second per lap. seconds. They're on old mediums. Their tyres are 11 laps old. The time last lap was a 1:31.9. The gap to the car behind is 2.5 seconds. You're running in P9. Magnussen is ahead of you. Our gap to the car in front is 7.5 seconds. They're on old hards. Butler is behind you. The gap behind us is 3.1 seconds. They're on old mediums. The distance to the leader is 51.0 seconds. Your pit window is open. Pit window is open. 6 laps to go. Our teammate by 14.2 seconds. We have 5 laps of fuel remaining. The gap to the car ahead is 7.8 seconds. Position. Magnussen ahead. Gap to car in front is 7.8 seconds. They're on old hards. Sainz is behind you. Okay, the gap behind is 3.2 seconds. They're on old mediums. The pit window is open. Pit window currently open. 5 laps till the end. is 3.4 seconds. They're on old mediums. The time last lap was a 1 minute 31.2. Okay, some information on Magnussen. They're retiring from the race. Green flag. situation bad. Consensus around the garage is they're not looking great, and I don't think you're going to get much more out of them. We've only got 2 laps of fuel left. To the car behind is 2.0 seconds. Signs behind. The gap behind us is 1.9 seconds. They're on old mediums. The time last lap was a 1:30.4 gap to teammate behind is 13.8 seconds. This is your final lap of the race. Gap ahead is 18.4 seconds. Finish. You stepped up and achieved what we asked. Good job.
So, another excellent win from Ferrari. Talk to me, Ants. What was it that set them apart from the competition today?
Well, I honestly feel it was down to the driver and car today. I mean, we can talk driver skill all day, but if you don't have a solid team to back that, you're never going to get anywhere. When you hit that sweet spot of having both an excellent driver and an incredible car, that's when you see results like those we witnessed today.
Ferrari are at it again, an excellent performance at today's Grand Prix, and they're certainly a team that know what they're doing out there. Let's see how the driver standings have changed. And with today's impressive result, Charles Leclerc steps into the championship lead. After an incredible day of racing, who was your driver of the day, Ant?
I have to give it to Smith. They fought so hard and had incredible pace at times, so I don't think anyone else did a better job today.
Let's move on to the constructors. Mercedes moved to the top of the table. Well, Ant, an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
Good day today. Let's have your take on it. You gained a lot of positions during the race, didn't you? You really looked in control of your car out there. Your team must be thrilled. You left a lot of paint on the walls today. Were you struggling for grip, or did you just misjudge some corners? Great. Well, that's everything.
Great work. That's exactly the kind of result I'm looking for. Keep it up. You're not the only driver to be hounded by the press. Emails, like the one I've just sent you, will give you an insight on how your former Formula 2 rivals are handling the press. Be sure to check your emails regularly, as I'll be sure to send you any of the more, let's say, interesting press transcripts that come my way. Looks like one of your rivals has also been invited to a historical event. This could be a good opportunity to play up your rivalry for the press and expand your reputation.
Now, while today's classic exhibition event has no direct impact upon the Formula One World Championship, you better believe that with their reputations on the line, the drivers down there are still hungry to show that they've got what it takes to get a win.